Hi, everybody in first through fourth grade, and welcome to computer class for this week. Today, we're going to take a look at two different things. The first of which is something fun that was put out by Class Dojo. If you've heard of Class Dojo, you've had a teacher that has used Class Dojo, you know kind of how it's used in class as a tool. But one thing they put out recently that I was taking a look at and I thought was pretty interesting and fun is that they put out these things called conundrums, where they made these short videos that are between 1 and 2 minutes long. And the videos describe a pretty simple to understand conundrum, which is another word for kind of like a puzzle or a choice or something that people would have to make a decision about and figure out. Now, they're set up this way so that they really make you think, right? And they don't have one right answer, which is something that we may not be as used to when you think about it. Usually, when you do something in class where you do a math problem or you're answering a question about something for science, for example, that a teacher talks about, usually there's an answer, and there's an answer that's right, there's maybe an answer that's close, there's maybe some different answers, but usually there is an answer. With these, one of the interesting things about them is that there is no right answer to the question that the video presents. So the video is going to give you a couple different facts, a couple different pieces of information, and then it's up to you to make your best opinion based on what it says, which is pretty interesting, right? What we're going to do is look at one of them that we'll watch together right now, and I'll just talk about a little bit and see how we would maybe think about it, how we would maybe come up with an answer. And then I'm going to ask you to just do one on your own and describe how, and submit it as an assignment for today. And hopefully that goes really well for you, is pretty simple, is pretty quick, is pretty easy to do. And after we wrap this up, I'm going to show you guys one other site. So there's a couple different ones and some that aren't released yet. There's the Blue Comet Conundrum, the Fox Conundrum. I'm going to play one that we'll talk about together called the Pizza Conundrum, right? And it's right here. And we'll watch this video. They're all very short.
Conundrums, created by Astronova School.
Number 5. The Pizza Conundrum. Alright, I've got a question for you. Imagine this. Two pizza places, Astra Pizza and Nova Pie, both want to move into the same part of a growing town, but there is only one space available for rent. So how should the town decide which pizza place moves in? Option A. Early Bird. The pizza place that asks to rent the space first gets it. Option B. Flip a coin. Each pizza place has the same chance to rent the space. Option C. Highest bidder. The pizza place that can pay the most rent gets it. Option D. Best taste. The town leaders vote on the pizza they think tastes best. So, are you Team Early Bird, Team Flip a Coin, Team Highest Bidder, or Team Best Taste?
All right, so that's all there is to it as far as the video, but what it asks you to do is it asks you to think about those options, and there isn't one that is correct, but it's just to think about it and come up with a reason for you to pick what you would. Now, as I'm thinking about this one, right, I think, should it be the first person who asks first? Should they just flip a coin and make it fair? Should it be whoever pays the most money? Or should it be whoever makes the most pizza? And those would be the facts that I have to go on of who should get to rent that building for their pizza place. And after I think about it, after I give it some thought, after I make sure I know what each of those facts are, I want to come up with my answer. But maybe the most important part is I want to have a reason. Okay? So what I'm going to say, just for this one, for an example that we're looking at together, is I'm going to say that it's the person who asked first, right? Because a lot of times in life, when there's multiple people that want something, multiple people that ask for the same thing, one fair way of deciding is to say whoever was able to do it first, whoever was the first person to ask, whoever the first person was to maybe raise a hand in class or to speak up and say something or whatever, maybe that's the fairest way to do it. And so that's the choice that I would give. Now, I'm not right, but I'm also not wrong. Because if you thought it was the person who would pay the most money, or the person who would make the best pizza, or if they did a coin flip and you thought one of those other ones was the better choice, any of them can be right. But the really important thing is that it had a reason. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do today, and you do the best job that you can. Nobody is going to have a right answer. Nobody is going to have a wrong answer. Is I'm going to ask you to watch this one other one right here. It's called the Treasure Conundrum. And I will put a link to it in Google Classroom, right? You'll have all the links you need. And it will also have this page right here that's in a Google slide attached to the assignment. And everybody will get this page attached. And here's what it has. It has 3 boxes that you see right here, right where I'm clicking, that you can type in to type in the facts. So for A, the researcher, you would try to type in the best spelling or the best way you can. You don't have to worry about complete sentences. It could be a word or just a couple words of what the facts are about the researcher, the facts are about the translator, and the facts are about the treasure hunter, right? It could just be one thing for each of them. And then after you've done that, I want you to think of this question: who do you think gets the greatest share of the treasure? Okay, and you'll watch that conundrum video and you'll see what it means by that. And what I want you to do right here is I want you to put in which answer you think. And remember, there is no one that's right. It's whatever your opinion is based on the facts. But the really, really important thing is when you answer, try to give me a reason why you think that. Because all the time we might have an opinion about something, we might think something, but we want to make sure that we can say a reason why we think that. And so in this box right here, you're trying to type that answer and give a reason. And then we've all seen before, and I've shown in Google Classroom, how after you're done work, after you've typed that in, you click submit. And this is computer class, right? And while I always want kids to do their best, to write their best, to spell their best, I am not worried or bothered. Nobody's going to get points off. Nobody's going to get in trouble as long as you just try your best. And that's all that I'm really asking for. And when you're done, click on turn in so that you turn in that assignment, and then I can see that you did it. And I can't wait to read what some of you say and see what some of you think about that. And I really hope that you find it a fun, interesting thing to do. Now, that shouldn't take very long. It should be fairly short. And so I have one other link for you today for a site that we haven't looked at before. And it's a really cool site called Hooda Math. Now, I'm going to mention that this site works like some others that you've seen, similar to maybe an ABC, similar to maybe when we looked at that website Room Recess, where you can just scroll down and look at tons of different fun math-related games that you can play. Some of them are a little more obvious, like when it has math time tests. Some of them are straightforward math, like this other one, and I lost it. It was about Alien Edition, and I just saw it a minute ago, but I lost it. But you can look through these, right, and see if there's some that you want to try. If you try one and you like it, that's great. If you try one and you don't like it or it's a little confusing, you can always use your back button and go back. And you could also sort it by what grade you're in. So if you clicked on first grade, that would give you ones that are a little more appropriate to first grade and what types of math things that you've learned. And the same thing for second, third, and fourth. But one of the things that I wanted to point out the most on this website is something that my own kids at home, and I think I told you before, I have a second grader and a fourth grader, similar to some of you guys, is this section right here with escape games. because my kids in their school, their teachers had them go on this site. And my kids love these escape games, and I think they've gone through just about every single one of them, and they love to do them. Each one, and again, it's in this category right here that says escape games. Each one of them has where you click through these different setups. I remember one of them was like at an airport. One of them was that's the state one right here. One of them was just like a room. And what you do, I'll just pull up one as an example, is you click through, and there's tons of these when you play the game, and you look for clues, right? You might have to read a little bit, click start. You go and click around and see if you can click on buttons, if you can open things, if you can collect things, and you look for little clues, like maybe right here in this one, these different shapes right here going in different directions. Maybe that's a clue. And try to open different spots. Try to see if you can find items. And if you can find items and get them, sometimes they go down here in these slots. And then use these arrows to go back and forth through different rooms and see what else you can find. Now, sometimes what happens is a door won't open, or you don't have what you need right here, and you go to different rooms and you get different clues and different items that you can then go back to use to see if you can figure out those different things. And then the whole goal is to see if you can escape by opening the door or finding what you need to finish that. It's not for everybody. Some of you guys might say that this is a little confusing, this is a little too tough, but my second grader and my fourth grader, they love these, and they want to do these just about every day. And they have gone through them over and over and over, and they find them really, really fun. So when stuff like that happens, I try to bring it up to my classes to show you guys too, for if some people also wind up liking that, okay? But that's another website that you guys are welcome to use and try out and see if you like during this time of computer class. All right, everybody, have a great day. You can message me and let me know if you need anything, and I will see you next time.